think you just saw what today's video is about. A very cool chest rig that I have become very excited about, and ever since it's been showing up on our Instagram, a lot of people have been very interested in it, and some of you have been commenting on other YouTube videos asking specifically about this chest rig. Well, we're going to give you a close look at it today. It's pretty cool. Today's video is about the handmade leather chest rigs by Davernov out of Brooklyn, New York. I never really thought that much about like classy gear to go with, in my opinion, very elegant, classy AKs. Because you can deck these things out in all different kinds of ways. Some people go really tactical with their AKs, some people keep them traditional. I'm kind of into that battlefield aesthetic, a little bit, kind of into that. And this chest rig goes very, very well with that because at first glance, kind of like this AK, it's a little beat up. I sure thought that my man just took a Chinese chest rig and, modified it. But I could not have been more wrong. It's completely made of leather. Now you can see that really all he's done is sewn a bit of this tattered green material onto the stitching of the leather to, I guess, if what he was going for was to give it the appearance of a worn-out Chinese chest rig, he did a great job of that. Simply amazing, the craftsmanship on this thing. There's a close-up of that material that he's actually sewing on. Now, you can actually really tailor-make these things for however you want. You can get one just like this without all of the green fabric sewn on. If you just want like a classy leather chest rig, just like this, he can like stain the leather really dark. He can make it look really bright, kind of like you're seeing around here. It's all on his channel. This has been the one thing that really catches people's eyes are these wool straps. So there it is close up. You can see where he's pinched it and sewn them together, both sides. That's kind of where I saw a lot of comments. People were like, yo, the wool straps, classy AF. And they ain't lying. Here's the back side. He's actually lined it with a really rough and tough piece of fabric here. So you can actually see the leather is sewn onto it. You can see the seam there. It's a close-up of that material in the back. It's almost like a really tough denim. Davernov, made in Brooklyn, New York. That's actually his name on Instagram only. It's by.Davernov. That's how you spell it. That's pretty cool, man. Takes pride in it. It's neat to... That's a piece of leather, too. It's just neat to find this on here. When I saw that, I had no clue he was making these things out of Brooklyn until I saw that. And I'm like, that's kind of cool, man. Because, New Jersey, New York, not super gun-friendly areas. Guys, there's not, in my opinion, there's not a lot of usable, aesthetically pleasing gear out there for AKs. I mean, the closest thing forever has been those Chinese chest rigs, but even still, they need a little bit of work. So what I mean by that is, here's the Chinese chest rig. To me, this goes with an AK like peanut butter and jelly. They just look right. But, big problem I have with them, the usability part of it. For 30 bucks, you can't go wrong with them. But if you don't do this little mod I'm going to show you, when you sink your mags in there, they go all the way down to the bottom, and you have a teeny tiny little tab here to grab onto to fish that sucker out of there. I've actually had to take pieces of foam and I stuff them down in the pockets like you can see here. This one's actually had it. All of these have the foam. When you do that and you put your mag in, it sticks it up a little bit where you can actually grab it and use it. I figured out right away with these, with the mag in. You have almost the same amount of exposed magazine, which is much, much easier to grab than having, like, you know, just a little bit of the base plate to grab. That's nice. 4 different mags, 4 different shapes, all going just fine. All stick out about the same. Yeah, it smells pretty good. That is a big benefit to having leather anything, guys. Leather always smells good. Even if leather is like dirty and sweat soaked, it always just has a nice, pleasant smell to it. Check that out. Leather straps, metal buckles. I mean, everything about this thing is just aesthetically pleasing. It's comfortable, very comfortable. I gotta tell you, I love the G-code holsters, and when I do go to a match and I'm trying to do good, that's what I'm using. I'm grabbing the mags from the side of my hip. Never been a huge fan of like the really new tactical chest rigs and plate carriers. I'm really not into that at all. Never really have been. Sometimes it's about the way the stuff makes you feel. That is just a really cool chest rig that honestly you would never know about unless you were on Instagram. As far as I know, I don't believe he has a Facebook that I know of. I know he doesn't have a YouTube. And I don't believe there's a web store. It's pretty much just send him a message, find something you like on his channel, and you guys figure it out from there. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing. Because this is such a really cool, unique item that I've absolutely fallen in love with, I'm actually, you know, I'm looking into getting a couple more of these things. I definitely want one for Rachel. It's kind of cool that you got to kind of know the guy on Instagram and send him a message and say, hey, kind of like that one you just made, let's talk turkey. And that's how he does business, and that's kind of cool. It's like you're honestly buying a one-off chest rig, handmade by one guy. None of them are identical. It's almost like every single one he pumps out has a completely different theme, and that's pretty cool. So I can't stress this enough, guys. Go check out Davrinov on Instagram. His link is down below. Clearly, you can see the work is great. I've personally run this through a competition, and it's in a lot of content already. I've just been wearing it out to the range, and I get a lot of compliments on it, and it goes really well with the way that I set up my AKs. It's just classy, guys. Comfortable, classy, and it looks dope AF, man. Anyway, guys, if you like this kind of content, let me know. Get down in those comments. I read them all. I try to answer them all if there's time. You guys have been sending me so many messages on Instagram. Sometimes it gets a little hard to keep up with, but I will absolutely try. Go follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. All of those links are down below as well. And we will see you next time.